Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku. Deku in the last part, him and his crew, they were in their first battle. Together. Now, everyone was trying to do their own thing, but also somewhat trying to work together. And that was a bit difficult. They were not coordinated, they were not working well, and many of them were left behind because others weren't paying attention. Now, Deku, he made things quite clear. If he's not around, Bakugo and Momo are in charge. They all need to be team players. And he gave them all a bit of a speech. He chewed them all out on the way back to Amazon Lily. Because of one simple thing. They were barely able to win. They almost lost to Burndy World. And it was thanks to Todoroki they won. They were able to push him into the ocean, meaning he drowned. Now, they thought the battle was over until All Might, the fucking Fleet Admiral, showed up on the island they were on. And Deku, he tried to take the man on. But the man was definitely quite powerful. And Deku, he held off the man until his troops could retreat. Once they did, he got out of there and All Might, he almost went after them. However, he found the Mormor fruit and plucked it off of a tree. And Deku, he may have overreacted. He blew up the island and All Might was sent flying into the ocean. The fruit was destroyed and All Might was annoyed. They were going to give chase directly to the pirates. But most importantly, the fact of the matter is, if Burn the World's devil fruit is out there in the world, they need to find it. And the closest island to this one is a little far, but it's not that far. Especially with the chances they can get a devil fruit for the military. Now, Deku and his crew got away. And whenever they arrived back on Amazon Lily, Deku thought Boa Hancock came to the docks to try and chew him out. Since, apparently, the way they were all acting was a bit immature and childish. Yeah, they're not that well coordinated, but they're still trying to learn how to work together, since this is the first time everyone has actually been together in one simple place. Deku's worked with Toru and Todoroki. He's worked with Bakugo and his crew. He's even worked with Momo. But that's still hard to all balance around, since everyone else, they're strangers to each other. Now, Boa Hancock gave Deku a French kiss, directly in front of his crew, and then she tended to his wounds privately in her quarters. And that is where we do pick up, currently the next morning, where Deku, he does something to sit up in bed. Him, still injured, and somewhat still annoyed. His arm still hurts, and so do his ribs. But most importantly, he's still trying to figure out what to do about this. Currently, Deku's going to bring his hand up. And actually, I'm going to turn to Boa Hancock. Her holding onto his right arm, as Deku, he does try to actually get her grip to loosen around his arm. And Deku, he finally does at least loosen her grip a bit and slide his arm up and out. Him actually still going to stretch his arm and set up properly. Okay. Damn it. Okay. How is he going to deal with this? Right. So apparently, Hancock's into him. More than just his personality. That's certainly something else. They accomplished their side of the deal and got that all said and done. Though, how to actually handle her from this point on is tricky, iffy. I mean, she's pretty straightforward and she's really hot, but this level of obsession, it seems, it's weird. I mean, it's definitely nice to have someone like her on his side, but he's a little concerned. And Deku, he actually still don't climb out of bed. Him gonna bend down and grab onto his pants. Him going to at least slide them on, as Bo actually doesn't want to stir. Her gonna just want to open her eyes and bring her hand out onto the bed. As right now she's gonna feel that Deku isn't there. And she's just gonna look at him. Where are you going? Hmm? I gotta go check on my crew. We gotta at least get properly trained. Besides, it's gonna be sunrise in an hour, I think. it's still a bit strange. They're going to pull back the curtain and step out and off of it. Him is going to look around for his shirt. Him going to find it hanging up and pull it off the rack. Currently, him going to bring it up and over his shoulders. Still talking to Boa. He wants to at least know a bit more about the Mormor fruit. He's looking into it further, but the powers and abilities of it seem quite strange. Though, since they're on the topic of that, he wants to know where she hid the Venom fruit. And Boa currently does a smirk. Her going to roll over and reach down under her bed, expressing to Izuku, as she's just going to step forwards and, lean forwards and pull back the curtain again, tossing the fruit jockey to his hands. And Deku to bring his hand up, catching the fruit as Boa is going to lay there, expressing to him, does he really need to go? I still can get your information very soon. It will take a few days. Though, you could just spend some time with me here. You know, things are simple and easy. We don't need to rush. Your crew will still be there in an hour, or two, or maybe 3. And the sun will still be up. All you're really doing is taking incentive. I know. But I'm fairly certain they're going to be annoyed if I wake them up later. If I wake them up now, they'll understand I'm a bit more serious about something. Get some things done before daybreak. Then it'll make things a lot easier. Besides, I'm sure many of the people are already awake. Maybe so, maybe so. Though, don't you at least want to spend some more time with me? Hancock, you'll still be here later. I'll always be here. Though, it is going to be slightly annoying not having you here. What if I get lonely? Now, Dave's going to lean down onto the bed, telling Hancock. Then, he'll come back. How about that? I know her face is going to turn red, as Dave's going to bring his hand up. Him actually going to bring it up on Hancock's chin, tilting her head up and telling her. He'll be on the island for more than a few days. She does need to remember that. Though, the time he spends outside this room with her, doesn't she want to be a little bit more professional? I mean, she fucking Frenched him at the docks. Why was that? Because I could. Now, if you are going to be playing games, you have to remember, what happens when you play with fire, Izuku? Now, Deku to pull his hand back, and Boa, she actually does stare at him. Him going to actually get up and walk away. And Boa is still going to lay there. Her somewhat smiling because of what just happened. Things are definitely progressing a bit better than she thought. Though, he actually does have his own charm. Is he affected by her abilities, or... No, this is love. It has to be, right? Now, currently Deku does leave, and make his way through the island. He doesn't find the area where all of them were set up at. And whenever Deku's to walk in, he actually does currently kick open a few doors. Some people jumping up and awake, concerned about what's going on. And there actually was Bakugo. Bakugo grabbed his weapons and was ready for a fight. And currently there actually is Deku, who does tell all of them about exactly what's going to be happening right now. And everyone they're kind of confused. As Deku, he's going to walk over to a room and kick open a door. Right now I'm going to kick it open, as there is where Kirishima does going to jump up. I'm going to bring his hand down into the right, grabbing onto a stone, and I'm immediately going to turn with his hand, blasting out towards Deku. And Deku's going to turn intangible. The stone going to fly directly through him, and directly into the wall behind him. And Deku's going to tell Kirishima, good reflexes. What's going on? Mina's going to jump up in bed. And Deku's going to stare at the scene in front of him. Huh. Nice. Mina, I'm going to bring up his hand, tossing the fruit through the air. And Mina does get a turn. Her going to actually have the fruit laying on her bed, as she doesn't look down. Her bring her hand down and looking up. Is this a... Yeah. Your devil fruit. Now, take a bite and then we'll have breakfast. Though it's going to taste like shit. Now, Mina's a bit more concerned. Ajuna Kirishima is lay there in bed, looking at the fruit in her hand. Him a lot more surprised. And currently there actually is Bakugo. Bakugo, he is annoyed. He was gonna wake up in another hour around sunrise. And hopefully, whenever he woke up, Deku would already be awake training. But clearly not. And Bakugo, him and everyone else, they do at least gotta head somewhere to make some food. Now, Mina takes a bite of the devil fruit. Her surprised by the taste of it, and is gonna mention how gross it tastes. And Kirishima still gonna sit there. As everyone, they do go to properly get things set up. And we do have a little around 6:30, where currently they're all sitting down and eating. And Deku, he should express to many of them about what has been happening. And there actually is Bakugo, who he actually doesn't bring his hand down, grabbing on one of the fruits on his plate. Him would actually grab a cup of coffee, and he's gonna try and mention it. So, what happened with that Hancock chick yesterday? Hmm? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Dude, she fucking Frenched you. So, what's the problem there? Hmm? Well, not really problems. Yeah, you're freaking boning a warlord. So, she on our side or what? I haven't looked towards Deku, and Deku does a look around. And I'm telling them, it's not like that. Bullshit. I do have to agree. Deku looking up towards Momo, who does go to express. If it is not like that, then exactly what happened yesterday? Why is a warlord taking interest in Deku that way? If he managed to escape Amazon Lily, if he managed to somehow convince her that he's useful, what exactly did he do to convince her? And everyone is also turn and stare at Deku, all of them kind of wondering what the answer to that question is. And Deku, he does look around, expressing to them. He's not going to reveal it, but he knows something that Hancock doesn't. And he also made a deal with her. So there is that. A deal. Yeah, man, I'm not buying it. You and her? Like, seriously, how did you manage to do that? Honestly, yeah, I have no idea, dude. Right, right. So, what are we doing after this? We're all training. Hmm? Training. Yeah, training. Listen, Mina's gonna learn more about that power. And I don't really think she can do so on this island. So, we'll drop her off with Kirishima somewhere. Me? Why me? You can monitor her abilities and output. Besides, you being able to make your body or sleep in a stone and be there, I don't think you'll be affected by the poison. Although it'll also be nice to know if you can be. I I guess, but what else can you tell us about this? Not very much. Though, Toru. Hmm? Yeah. What can you really tell us about anything else with Magellan? You and Todoroki were there the longest. Any insight as to how the ability works? Not really, no. Though Magellan was able to use it very powerfully. I can give her some pointers, but not much else I can tell her about that. Right. Okay. Bakugo. What? Me and you are gonna spar. Really? Yeah, we are. Physically with hockey. Nothing else. No blades. Got it. Fine. Anything else? No, that about covers it. Kirishima, Mina, and Taru, and then me and you. Right now, though, we all need to actually learn how to work like a team. Especially if we're doing this, alright? Does everyone understand? Now, there's a look around. And everyone, they are still looking at each other. And Deku, he's just stand up, expressing. Good. He wants them all to understand this. If things don't go well, it will definitely be a problem. Now, there's a look around. Him realizing they're missing somebody here. Mama, where's Lillian? She's still asleep. Where? She didn't have a room there. I didn't see one in the house. Did I? Did she get some? Did she get put somewhere else? No, no, she didn't. She's asleep in my bed. Really? Yes, I've been taking care of her for some time. She doesn't want to be left alone, and she understands that you had important duties to attend to. All right, all right. Is she still asleep? More than likely, yes. Though she is a heavy sleeper. Okay, so I don't even know what we can do with her. Huh? Yeah, guys, honestly. She's. I don't want to say she's unreliable, but during the entire battle, she stayed on the ship. And I didn't want her to get in danger. I don't know, maybe leaving her here would probably be the best option. Izuku, you aren't even really giving her a bit of a chance. Okay, last time I tried talking to her, she called me her dad. Second off, she's like a kid. You really want to put her in danger? Izuku, trust me, she can handle herself. Sure, she can. Listen, show me proof of that, and I'll consider it. Izuku, we need to have a conversation about that, actually. What? Okay, everyone dismissed. Bakugo going to turn to Deku, asking, so where does he want him to go? Because if he doesn't tell him where right now, he'll go into the force and start training. Though, he can't really promise too much else. Now, Deku's a turn to Bakugo, telling him just to head to the forest. I'll find him later. Besides, he does need to do more training. Hmm? I know, jackass. I'm going to turn and walk away. And currently Mina does so I'm going to look down at her hand. Her still a bit confused. And Deku does tell Mina, remember, what? No baths and no swimming. Right. Come on, Kirishima. We need to take a boat, right? Yeah, go down to the docks. Right. Now, right now everyone is to leave. Toru going to head out as well. And Ochako is still going to sit there. Her a bit more annoyed about a few more things. However, she has decided to join Bakugo out on a string for right now. Since if he's just going to be training out there alone, she gets a chance to somewhat knock him around a bit. I mean, it definitely will be a lot more fun. Plus, he might not be able to say no to a sparring partner, especially one that can increase their strength. So, she has a punching bag. What fun! Now, the dude is currently going to sit there. And not Boa, Momo does go to express. Lillian has the human fruit. Remember? I do. It's kind of hard to forget. Now, what? She has the ability to transform a human cat hybrid, a regular house cat, and a human form. Human form? Yeah, human form. Trust me, it'll make a lot more sense whenever you see it, but she actually could be some pretty good muscle for us. I'm sorry, you want. Uh. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I know what I said, Izuku. Listen, while Lillian's been in my care, we've been running tests on her, trying to find out what exactly she is now, and we found a few things. It's certainly odd and weird, but I can tell you what we know. And it will sound a bit odd. Fine, go ahead and explain. Now, while that currently is happening, we do have a ship, which is sailing around trying to find those fucking fugitives on that one pirate ship they heard headed this way. And it is quite interesting. They're going from island to island checking things out. And currently what is it? Vice Admiral, she does just stand there. Her expressing to some of the people who are all on deck about what they're going to be doing. Right now, they're going from island to island trying to find out exactly where those fugitives have all gone. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to tell her. She'll straighten them out on her own, and things will be quite simple. Did she make herself clear? Now, Currently, the Admiral doesn't stand there. Them going to at least look and see something in the distance. And they do so, going to see smoke rising in the distance as well. It's going to express. She wants them to head that way. And now the captain's a good turn. They're going to stare into the distance and go to express. They can do so, but let's see. They're no. The island they checked last is so that would uh Vice Admiral. What? I highly suggest against that. You do. Her gonna turn, expressing. And why exactly would that be? Then bring up their hands and fold them over their arms. You're questioning me. No, Vice Admiral. I'm just suggesting we don't head there. Why? Ma'am, that is Amazon Lily. So what? Now, I want to head to the island. We're searching and we're trying to figure things out. Do I make myself clear? Set sail and set course. Jesus. We're gonna turn. And now the boat is going to redirect its sails. And go to reposition and head that way. Now, currently there actually is on the deck of Amazon Lily, where the Kuja pirates, they were still repairing another ship. And someone is going to turn and see something in the distance. Another ship making its way here. However, the sails aren't the same color as their own. And someone is going to turn, yelling out that there's an incoming ship heading their way. And someone is going to turn. They want to see that as he is going to turn and go to bolt directly down towards the docks. And if they do, he's going to run past Kirishima. The other's going to turn, yelling about how they all need to hide. And right now, Hiroshima and Mina do something to look at each other, as the girls will express. Right now, they need to at least warn their friends. Take refuge somewhere hidden, since someone's coming to their island. And from what they can tell, it might be a Navy vessel. And Kirishima and Mina do look at each other again. They're going to turn and bolt. Now, currently the two, they do try to make their way there. And Boa Hancock does get word on the situation. However, by the time she got word, there was the fact that the Marines have already docked that ship. Now, Boa was quite annoyed. And everyone, they were actually a bit more surprised. And Boa, she actually sent Deku a phone call. And while she was actually walking out of her palace, the Wizard Deku, his phone buzzed. And Momo was still talking about a few things, since he does have more questions about these rumble balls. Now, hello? Izuku, the Navy's here. I'm sorry, what? A Navy vessel just docked into port. Hide your crewmates. Along with that, stay hidden. If you do need to, head back to the palace. And, well, I'll meet you there. I'll explain more about what happened. Shit. They're gonna hang up the phone, turning and telling Momo that she needs to at least go warn Bakugo and Ochako. He's gonna go try and find everyone else. You're sure? What about Lillian? Lillian will fit in. If we're lucky, they'll just think that she's a minx. Right. Okay. I'll make sure to find them. We're gonna turn. And Nautical Express. Ash has a turn to Izuku. Don't get caught. I won't. Now, there's a turn and bolt away. And currently Boa Hancock, she's gonna walk down to the docks. Her a bit more annoyed about a few things that are happening. And their actions with the Kuja pirates, they are not budging, allowing the Marines onto their island. And the Vice Admiral does still stand there. Her currently gonna bring up her hand and expressing to all of them that she wants all of them to move, since if she gave them forward warning, this certainly would not be a surprise visit, though she is quite intrigued. She's never really fought one of the Kuja warriors. So, go ahead, make her day. Now, Boa does a step forwards, announcing that that is enough, and currently she does a step forwards to Mirako, as the one does stand there, lightning crackling in her hands, expressing, "Oh, finally. So they get to speak to someone in charge. Hello, Miss Hancock. What are you doing on my island?" "We're here to look for fugitives." And why do you think they would be here? Well, we don't really know. Though I've never even heard of this place before. Amazon Lily. I see. So, I see a bunch of girls here, but where are the men? Men are not allowed on this island. Hmm. Strange. Well, one of the features we're looking for is female. You wouldn't mind if we search around, would you? No, I wouldn't. Though I assumed that me making an agreement with the government made me inept from everything about you. Now, you'll understand if I want you to keep your men on your ship. However, your female officers are allowed. I will tell you this. Mess up one thing on my island, I'll kill all of you. The men included. Though they will make wonderful statues. I'll set them out on the beach for the next people to visit to see. Now, Miracle does a stare down at Boa, and Boa can tell. She's not stupid. This visit was not on their schedule. The woman in front of her must be trying to antagonize her. She wants to see the legendary Boa Hancock in action, doesn't she? The Amazon Lily Princess. Or, I'm sorry, the ruler of the goddamn island. The woman must really not know who she is, to be coming here and demanding such things. Now, Mirako, she's a turn, ordering for her female officers to search the island for their suspected, well, person, since Miss Hancock is allowing them to get off the ship, stretch their legs, and look around. Now, currently Momo is running to the forest, her trying to find Bakugo and Ochako. And Deku, he currently is running down near the docks to try and find out where everybody else is. Trying to find, well, we have Toru, Kirishima, and, well, Mina. Now, all of them are trying to figure this all out. And that does seem to be quite a bit of things going on. Mina and Kirishima, they went underground. And they used his abilities to actually open up a place in the ground to hide. And that kept them safe. As for Momo, Momo ran to the forest to try and find them. And whenever she actually was able to find an area where the two were clashing, she actually got to run out. Her expressing about how the Marines were here, and how they all need to hide. And that's quite a bit. They're already out in the forest, so they just need to stay out here and not cause any problems. And we do actually have Deku. Deku, he ran to the docks. As wherever he did go to look around, he did somewhat go to see a few things. However, there actually was where he saw somebody walking down the docks towards him. And he could barely see them. All he saw, though, was their uniform. And Deku, he immediately went to go turn and run. As there was where he ran out of view, and someone actually went to go grab onto him. Them grabbing him by the shoulder, and actually someone going to turn. Them going to force him directly into one of the rooms right there. And currently the person they do is sit there. Them going to stand and lean against the door. As currently Mirako does a walk up. Her going to look at Asui, expressing a few things, wanting to ask her a few questions. And currently Deku, he does just sit there in that small stall. As currently Asui does express a few more things, pointing them in a direction of the nearest town on the island. And then there actually is Boa, who does come to walk over. Her gonna watch many of the Marines walk away in groups, them spreading out and around the island. As Asui does someone gonna lean off of the wall. Deku gonna actually open the door and ask her if it's safe. And Boa does gonna turn to see Deku. Her gonna walk over and grab him by the arm, asking him if he's alright. I'm fine. Just shit. You're strong, you know that? I know. You keep saving my ass. What are you doing down here? I was fishing. Besides, when they showed up, we sort of had to figure a few things out. Where are your friends? I don't know. Somewhere in the forest, somewhere down here. Where did you see them go? We haven't seen them at all. They got off the docks. We know that much. As for you, how do we hide him, Miss Hancock? I have a few ideas. Now, what is a step forwards? Expressing to Deku. They're going to get him back to the palace. Though it is going to be quite interesting. Doesn't he agree? And Deku's a bit confused. As currently Boa, so does a smile. And the two head back to the palace. Now, Deku is a lot more annoyed. And Boa is definitely a bit more intrigued. The two were able to sneak back to the palace a bit more unsuspectingly, and Deku, he was given a bit more of a disguise. He was given an outfit, and it definitely looked a bit odd. Though his face, it was covered, and all Deku had to do was pretend like he was leaning over a bit more, as if he was a bit older. And Boa was actually somewhat laughing a bit, giggling to herself. And the two, they actually got back to her room, where Deku was told to hide, and she would take care of anything that does happen. As currently Deku, he doesn't want to sit there on her bed. I'm a bit more concerned about what's going to be happening here today. The Marines showed up on Amazon Lily. If they showed up, that means that someone must have called them, right? Or somebody in her ranks must be a traitor. No. From what that one lady said earlier, they're looking for one fugitive here. Toru. They're looking for her. Okay, so they don't know about Lillian. The Marines, they All Might didn't get a good look at Ochako or Toru, but it's still an issue. Those two were on that one ship, and Kirishima's technically not. Okay, they can work with this. Kirishima is wanted, but not by the world government. He sees a threat by the other people, so his reputation is not known outside of Japan. Okay, that still is good. Actually, there's quite a bit of people who weren't in the fight. Mina, Ochako, and Momo. They can blend in here. Okay, that's definitely good. But as for me, Bakugo, Kirishima, Boa's gonna actually slide the curtain backwards and actually go to sit down on the bed. Her expressing she's gonna slide it partially back, all the way closed. About a few things happening. And currently Boa's gonna turn, as there actually is a voice Deku's gonna hear. Him a lot more alarmed hearing Miruko's voice. So, there's nothing else here? No. Men are not allowed in the palace. Not even on the island. Again, I don't get that. That's the way of the Kuja warriors. Though you're a fugitive, you gave a description of them. Yes, we did. We have her wanted poster. And we should make you well aware. She is a very dangerous individual. She possesses the clone fruit. I see. And what exactly has she been wanted for? She's wanted for multiple things. And she's actually quite dangerous. In fact, we're lucky to have caught her the first time. Especially with that weird power of hers. Really? Yes, really. She has the ability to transform into anyone. She's dangerous. She made herself known as a thief. In fact, she's wanted on multiple accounts of impersonating, there we go, government individuals. And that is quite a problem. She has also been wanted for a multitude of reasons. But her origins are still hard to pin down. So far, we believe that she's from Wano. The country Wano. Yes, that's where we believe her to originate from. Nothing else from before that does tell quite much, though her first crimes have been documented on file. She was deemed a runaway, but somehow she escaped from that little country. Interesting. Anything else you should tell me? Her look towards Deku. Deku's look towards Boa. Her expressing. Not really too much else. Though she's a bit annoyed. She's been a little bit more compliant. And she's actually quite impressed. She rules the entire island. And she possesses what fruit again? The love fruit. Interesting. So, how does it work? I'm not going to divulge that information to you. Now, if you're done with your search, get off my island. All right, Miss Hancock. You've been more than compliant. We appreciate it. Leave. Now, before things get messy. Is that a threat, Miss Hancock? No, it's a warning. Now, I will bid you adieu. Leave the palace. Right now, Mirako gonna turn and walk away. She's definitely a bit more annoyed. All this time at sea and nothing yet. Now, while Mirako and her troops are currently searching the island, there actually is Deku, who does still someone going to sit there in Hancock's personal room. And Boa is actually someone quite happy that the two do have some more alone time today. And she's trying to tell Izuku a few things. While the Marines are currently searching the island, they'll be doing that for a few hours, possibly the whole day. They're going to be thorough. And it is going to take some time. So it does look like they have the day to themselves. Hers going to turn. And I'm also going to stare directly at Izuku. Her going to ask him if while they wait they should freshen up. If things are a bit odd for him right now. But we were trying to train today. I understand. There's always tomorrow, and the day after that. There's plenty of time, Izuku. I'm sure there would be. But I don't want this guy to get away. What do you mean? He knows who I am, and I don't know who he is. That's the problem. I see. Well, what about Jaya? What? Jaya. You can head there. There are no laws on that land. An island full of pirates. Head there and you can see something interesting. Find out information and hear about a lot of people. Though, your crew, if it's coordination you worry about, why not ask someone who knows better? What? Izuku, I've seen multiple people talk about their crews. Now, there are people who hire people to work for them, but their loyalty is to that money they're being paid. And your crew, as far as I can see, they're loyal to each other. They came back to you the moment you stepped out of that prison. Ursula leaned forwards and bring her hand out, putting it onto Deku's face, telling him his crew came right back to him when he came down. He came down calling for them. He needs to just calm down and remember. They all came to him. There's that Momo girl, who's loyal from what she can tell. And then there's also Bakugo, the man who's respectful in strength to Izuku. She can tell. The man respects him. And he's willing to follow him if it means he grows stronger. Though the other ones, they follow Bakugo because it's all they really know. He has their loyalty, yes. But does he has their trust? He doesn't know yet. He should see how other people react, how other people are. Take Whitebeard, for example. His crew, they are like family. They follow him because they all get what they want and they all have goals of their own. Yet, they respect his power and follow him because they know they can trust him. Give him that control. And it is quite interesting. Go to Jaya. Then try and ask about Whitebeard. Try and find him and see where he is. The old coot is probably somewhere. I mean, talk to the man on his terms and give him some respect. That's all the man would need, and he'll talk to Izuku quite freely. He'll get to see what it's actually like being on the oceans and sailing around the world, being somebody who can take control and gain power. Though, is that all he does plan to do? Take revenge on a celestial dragon? I don't know. You can figure it out. I'm sure you will. And whenever you do, You can always come back to me. Hm, maybe I can. But Wogan just won't smile. And Deku actually leans forwards. I'm gonna kiss Boa. And Boa's a lot more surprised. Well, I know her, so I'm gonna throw Izuku down into the bed by pushing him a bit. And the two, they're just gonna stay there a bit more like that. Now, the island is currently being searched, and a few other things are happening. By the time everyone does go to leave, the island already had a full day pass. The sun came up, the pirates, well, the Marines were here, and then the sun went down. And the Marines, they sadly had to leave to another island to try and find out what was happening. Many people were relieved. They don't have to deal with a fucking warlord. Thank God. And others were more annoyed. Fact of the matter was, they shouldn't have even been on that island. And their commanding officer completely went against what they said. You don't fucking ignore what the captain says. That's just logic. If you do, that usually ends up with someone being fucking killed. The fact though that they got there alive said quite a bit. And Miss Hancock must have been feeling generous today, because that would not usually happen. Now, it doesn't annoy Mirko. She was hoping to go in there and have a bit of a fight. Maybe disrupt the warlord system. Maybe deal with Hancock personally. It would be quite fun. This itch she's having, though, it's just, she needs to scratch it. She needs to fight someone, get into combat. And she's annoyed. Now, currently while that's happening, we do actually have where everyone, they came out of hiding. And it was certainly a bit more of an interesting day. Now, we do currently have Deku. Deku currently just sit there at the edge of Hancock's bed. Him with a fresh set of clothes, and his hair still somewhat wet. Thinking about a few things. As he's gonna head out and talk to his crew. All of them, currently, a bit more annoyed. They were spending the whole day running around and trying to stay hidden, while others, they were basically hiding in a room no one can find. So, other than a bit of claustrophobia right now, wanting to be out in the open, or others just wanting to sit down and relax for a minute, things certainly have been interesting. And Deku, he does try to talk to his crew about possibly a plan they could make. They'll stay here on Amazon Lily for a few more days. And once those days do pass, they'll head out and possibly try to find Whitebeard. And some of them are kind of surprised. Why are they going to try and find an actual pirate? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And they can try to explain. Whitebeard is one of the strongest people out there. If they can see what they can all achieve, he's fairly certain they'll learn to work together. Though, he also wants everyone to understand. What they plan to do after they talk to this man is simple. They'll head out and try and find the people who did this to his family. Then, afterwards, hopefully they can actually figure out a lot more. Possibly see a few more things. And currently Deku does a turn. Someone going to walk by as Deku bring his hand up. Him going to shout out for Osui as she currently is going to turn her head. Her going to actually turn and set down the large pack of fish she had on her back. Her going to walk over, asking exactly what he wants. About earlier. Thanks. Don't mention it. Though, I'm assuming you need something else? Yeah, how long have you been on the island? Because you don't seem like you're from around here. I've been here for a few years. Why? Nothing, it's just, if possible, did you want to go with us? Because I know Miss Hancock, she said she wanted someone to go with us on the crew. To look over a few things. You are going to be given one of our ships, correct? Yeah. And to be honest, I'm kind of not too good at navigating. Hmm. Alright then. I'll talk to Miss Hancock. And if I do need to, I can be both your captain and navigator. Uh, well, I guess so, yeah. That would make sense. Do you not know how to steer a ship? I tried talking to the captain about learning, but she was adamant about me not touching the helm. That is correct. She would rather take off your fingers than let you touch it. I noticed, trust me. Alright then. We can make proper preparations. I can see about the ship she'll give us, and whenever we can, I can teach all of you how to manage it. Sail it if need be. Afterwards, we can head out. Though I will have to say some goodbyes. We're gonna turn. I'm gonna walk away. Baku gonna turn and throw out his hand, talking about how he does want to ask a question. Herman are gonna turn and grab Baku by his wrist. Baku a little more surprised. As Asui, she's gonna tell him, her right now going to somewhat force his hand backwards, that he really shouldn't try to touch her. Otherwise, she'll take the hand. I don't know Asui's gonna let go. Baku actually is gonna shake his wrist. I'm a lot more surprised. Damn. We're gonna turn and walk back away. Shit. You good, man? Jesus. Strong chick. Huh. Maybe she would be good. For the crew? Yeah. She can handle herself, I can tell you that much. Fuck, that's gonna leave a bruise. Though tomorrow we are sparring. Wouldn't have it any other way, Bakugo. We're the two still gonna smirk at each other. And Bakugo, he is just gonna turn and raise up a glass. As he's gonna express. Maybe they can actually see where things do head from here. It will be quite interesting, right guys? Now, everyone is still gonna bring up their own glasses. And Deku can tell. They're part of a crew. But maybe they're starting to turn into something different. Maybe they're starting to turn into a bit more, well, friends? Maybe. They're not there yet. They're not a family yet. Now, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.